1 2 1 2. Like we always do about this time. I
Chill.
am Cornbread Capone. This is Unpopular Honesty, the home of brutal honesty and real hip hop music. Today I'm with T. Matthews and the maker. Boy,
Maker.
man, I'm gonna say this, man. It has been an incredible week
Yes, it
for
has.
hip hop.
Yes,
An
it has.
incredible week for hip hop.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
I see you
I'm
got your
happy.
Nas shirt on.
Yeah, man. I'm,
Go Jay Z.
I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop. Uh, I said this. I commented this on somebody's post throughout the week, and it's so true. I love when Kendrick Lamar drops because you can clearly see who knows and understands real hip hop
Yeah.
and who don't.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
And
It's
hey, man, that's
separation.
the realest. I love it when he drop, man. I love it when he drop. Uh, man, say at this point, I feel to be honest, to be totally and brutally honest, um, he devoured his opponent with euphoria.
Yes, sir. He
He
did.
buried his opponent with meet the grams. And with not like us, it's just going back and loading up and pop, 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 the dead body. You know what I'm saying? Like just to make sure you gone, I'm gonna give you another clip and a half. Brrr, ba, 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 just to make
Can't
sure.
forget 616 though. Can't forget that in LA.
Yeah, I gotta listen to that again.
You gotta
Because
listen.
I
Yeah,
only listened to it
yeah.
once.
Listen to that. And that
I
was
li-
just the what was cool about the 616 in LA is he started it off from a from a life perspective. He started it off like, this is what I've been up to, and then he shifts gears. It was like, all right, enough about me. Let's get back to this agenda.
yeah.
And I'm talking about, man, every drop got me like more inspired to want to create. Want to That's why folk made like folk beats. That hook, I barely wrote that hook down. Dropped the hook, shot it over. Like, man, it's like super inspired. Like, let's be creative.
I mean, I've been writing myself, so I'm back in that mode right now, personally. Um, I like this level of competition being shown. Um, man, another thing, no, certain people, certain people don't have anything to debate about anymore.
This is true. Oh yeah.
Now I'm gonna be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like with rap debates, especially with the rap debates that exist,
I think
a lot of people don't have anything to debate about anymore. All the debates are over at this point. Um,
I mean, look, I look at it from the perspective of um all of this spawned from like that, which was just 16 bars. 16 bars later, and this is what we get. Bro. That's what we get. 16 bars, and then you have one person that responds with a full-fledged song with hooks, and then you have the lesser opponent. He responds with his first project, which I was just like subpar. But then when that AI issue hit, I was like, man, your credibility is all the way in question. Yeah. AI? Nah, hell no. Yeah, you don't do that. You didn't do your research and what it really is about. You didn't do that. But what you try to do, you try to use your credibility to actually, you know what I'm saying, fuck this man image up.
with somebody he already not. He didn't use AI. He used something that was a technology that was in the studio at the time to actually use Tupac voice, and it was an actual interview from Tupac, and he had the permission. So what you try to do, you try to use Tupac against him, like he was being, you know, what 25-year-old Tupac would actually think about, and it really back it shot against you. You know what I'm saying? Like you
I,
try to
I want to
project
ask you. I want to ask you. Did you pay attention to any of the covers on Kendrick Lamar's songs?
the what?
Did you pay attention to any of the cover art?
Yeah, I paid attention to some of it, some of it. A euphoria, with euphoria, with the dictionary, Wikipedia, whatever we can call it. Boom, right there.
I was talking about in particular the last one because
Oh, the
I
last
wasn't
one.
sure. I
Oh, he
wasn't
had
sure what that
gloves.
was. Okay, the glove. I understand all that. I'm talking about the last one, the very last one with the house.
Okay,
That's Drake. That's Drake Creel, right?
yeah, they say that's Drake's house, and that
Remember Rick Ross? Rick Ross already posted. Remember they was beefing over the cribs too.
all the little red deals on the top are sex offender stickers.
Oh,
Damn,
wow.
nigga, you just woke me up.
Wow, that is some cold shit. Like,
That's what I
That's a
said.
lot of
say,
sex offenders in one house, ain't it?
say,
I just
man.
I just
I
seen
was
it.
looking at that and I was saying to myself, man, that shit look like, but I was like, nah.
I mean,
And
whoever's responsible for that, whoever's behind like creating that, they just as deadly, just as deadly.
Yeah,
I like it. I
he
like
got
it,
to be
man.
careful.
I
He
like
got to
it.
be
You know
careful.
why? You know why I like this shit so much? Because this is only validation of what I've been talking about all these years.
He
I've
talking
been
about
saying it. I've been saying it. I've been saying it. I'm going to continue to say it.
of course.
This guy is not hip hop. He is not. And you can clearly see in this moment, he is not hip hop. And it's all right that he's not hip hop. Let's not put him in a hip hop conversation or category, is what I'm saying,
Yeah,
because he don't belong there. He hasn't proven himself. And he's still and he's out of there now. It ain't nothing you could do to prove yourself now. You a figment of imagination as far as I'm concerned. But you know, the rest of the world is led to believe this dude because he got numbers.
yeah, yeah.
And numbers don't equate to talent or skill.
Yeah, I always said from the hip hop standpoint, I never felt like he was battle tested. You ain't never even want to bump heads with them guys that go deep in that bag. I mean, you got a top five list or a top 10 list, right? You got a top five or top 10 list. Who's on your list? Why you ain't pick that phone up and call these people? You got a feature from Jay Z when you was lukewarm. You was still heating up. You ain't got a feature from the Jay that just did this 4 minute verse. You ain't said I want to get on something with Jadakiss or something with Scarface or Ti or some of the guys from the West Coast. You know the ones that's gonna really give you that validation, give you that stamp. You ain't reached out to none of them
Well, he's been on records with Kendrick, and Kendrick has stomped him out every time.
every time.
So, you know, that's another thing that I pinpoint. I was like, you know, there are people, especially people on the internet. People on the internet love to say all sorts of things, and the things that they say might blow your mind, but
Oh, I know.
nonetheless, there are people who, you know, dick ride and say things such as, "Oh, he's the greatest." But in order to be great in hip hop, you have to be able to stand on a track with greats and be on their level. Now, he has done records with Eminem. He got washed. He's done records with Kendrick. He's got washed. Any Jay-Z, he's got washed. Any
J. Cole,
who
J. Cole.
Andre 3000 got washed. I mean, come on, we can keep naming them.
Yeah.
We can keep naming them. He's been washed over and over. So I ask you, how can you be great? And it sounds like somebody else who I could be talking about who could easily fit in this category as well, but I'm gonna leave him out of it. And stay on subject here. Uh, if he's great, why can't he stand neck to neck on the track with the legends, the veterans, the real spitters? Why hasn't he done a record with Jada Kids? Why hasn't he done records with Royce the 5'9" or real spitters like Lupe Fiasco and you know what I'm saying? These real MCs. He's scared of that. That's what I'm saying. Let's put him in a conversation with the pop artists. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who's a pop artist right now, but let's put him in that conversation because he don't fit in hip hop. He's not hip hop. He's not hip hop.
Again, you still you can't put him in Mike Jackson numbers on the Mike Jackson conversation or Prince. Because why? You haven't put up those numbers, bro. That 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 whole thing with they numbers back in the day is totally different from what you dealing with right now. You can't sit up here and say, man, Michael Jackson sold 150,000 plus on Thriller. How many Drake done sold on records on whatever
He hasn't had an album that could even scratch the surface of a Thriller.
exactly, nor a video. His video did even damn goddamn me more than the motherfucking. Come on, bro. Then the
And you know
fucking
what's
album.
funny? You know what's funny about this conversation? Before we started this podcast tonight, I was reading an article that says Kendrick Lamar is now in the company of Michael Jackson and Eminem because his first album, Good Kid, Mad City, has spent 600 weeks on the Billboard 200. The only other artist to do that is Eminem and Michael Jackson. And at that same time, and while we having this conversation, Drake don't have that. I was happy that he said, "My first one's a classic. You don't have one." I've been saying that for years. He doesn't have a classic, nothing. Mixtape, album, song, verse, nothing.
Nothing.
So once again, a man with a classic nothing, a man who uses ghostwriters,
Yeah.
you will never be great. You will never be mentioned in the same sentence as the greats.
And then to
Not
turn
in my
around,
eyes, and not in a lot of other people's eyes either.
you turn around and you use Tupac and you use Snoop on the AI, but clearly it's with your penmanship. So you got these legends sounding like super whack, super whack.
Yeah.
They rapping in schemes and styles and speeds that they would never ever rap in. And these are like the names of the people who we consider as greats. So you think that's gonna give you a leg up? That ain't gonna give you no leg up. I'm a, and then just for whoever, because now even with the whole ghostwriting thing, like I kind of lean off of that because I always felt like shit. You know, we in the studio and we real deep. You know what I'm saying? You two words on the hook. The right person, they say Kanye give everybody credits, no matter what they contribute. If it's two words, you get some credit. So the ghostwriter thing that could kind of get that can
I
get
mean,
real crazy.
I mean, I don't. He's not the only person I hold to the fire because he's not the only person that has ghostwriters either.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? The person that signed him used ghostwriters too. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be honest about this, and I don't give him credit either. So if you in rap and you got a ghostwriter, you don't get credit for me. You got to get credit for doing your own work. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? But now other people treat it as entertainment, and they could care less if you got a ghostwriter. They just care about how it sounds when it come out the speakers. And hey, music is subjective still. You know what I'm saying? But we have to be real about this hip hop thing, man, because we see that when Kendrick or Cole drop, because both of them have kind of the same effect if you peep it. You got a large amount of people, or I'll say half of the population, who understand and who get it, and they like it, and they love it. And then you got the other half who clearly don't know hip hop, don't know rap. You could tell they were, fed rap from probably a corporation or probably from social media or a club. You know what I'm saying? So their taste in music is a little off. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had this conversation with a young man in a barbershop earlier today, and because my barber asked me about the situation, and I said, this man don't have a classic nothing. And the young man in the corner was like, "Oh, his first album was," and I was like, "I've heard every album he's put out. He don't have a classic nothing."
Nah, it
You know
is
what I'm
not.
saying? So you can hang that shit up because not even that first album wasn't written by him. So
And to be honest, 100% honest, the first album was just a repackage of the mixtape. It wasn't even the
exactly.
full version. So
And people don't know this, but I guess I'm gonna go on and say it. That very first record he came out with, the best I've ever had. I was in a position where I met the guy who wrote that record,
mhm.
and I was close enough, and I asked him about it, and I said, "Well, what's the truth behind it?" And he gave me the truth, raw and uncut. The guy's name was Kia Shine. He had a song called
Wow.
he had one hit record under his belt called Crispy.
Crispy, yeah.
And it came out back in like in between the time frame of I say 2006 to 2008, between that time frame. But he was a one and done, but ended up being a ghostwriter, ended up writing that record that he took and ended up becoming his first hit, which pretty much broke him into the music industry. But it was written by Kia Shine. And ever since that point, I never really gave dude a chance. Based on his affiliation and who he came in the game with, I really didn't give him a chance. You know what I'm saying? Because everything suck ass through a straw that come from over there. You know what I'm saying? So,
And
and
let me
that's
tell
just
you,
how I feel.
it was only
Big up
right.
to Kendrick Lamar. Thank you, Kendrick Lamar, for making this the one of the best weeks ever in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say that right now. Thank you. Hey man, keep continue. I say keep continue because hey, destroy. Let's get this whack cosmetic rap bullshit up out of here and let's get some real hip hop back in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Before we get up out of here though, before we get up out of here, do the maker or T Matthews have anything y'all want to say?
H&H on the way. It's coming real soon. We wrapping it up. We in the mixing and mastering stages. Finalizing some stuff. Still got more beats coming to the table. More songs coming to the table. We're trying to get this beat store off the ground and just keep on trudging, pushing forward.
Mhm. And
T Mac.
I got the same shit to say. Be positive. motherfucker can be positive, but it can be negative positive, right?
Right.
Always continue, man, to be alive and free, and you know, don't follow what you know is the truth. Don't follow with no bullshit that people that call themselves the truth. They're not the truth. Listen, articulate it, and come up with the thing that you know is the fucking truth. And follow that. Follow that doctrine, follow whatever you gonna follow. But don't fall for the bullshit. Sit back, relax, and be alive and free. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Don't follow phonies. They sound
Well,
cool, but they ain't cool. Get that. Live and
all
free.
right. Well, on behalf of the maker and T. Matthews, I am Cornbread Capone. This is Unpopular Honesty, the home of brutal honesty